Dear children, welcome back to online class of ninth standard. This is Mr. Nagaraj from Beaches Agalgurki, Chikkaballapur. Dear children, in the last class, we learnt about a lesson, The Enchanted Pool, which is written by Rajagopalachari. In the last class, we discussed about the many points. Is it children? Yeah. So at the time, Yaksha posed a many question to the Yudhishthira. So Yudhishthira nicely given answer to the Yaksha. And also, moreover, Yudhishthira thinking a possible way of redeeming to get back his brothers to be alive. Is it children? So, which are the questions arised by the Yaksha children? Yeah. What is faster than wind? Yes, Yudhishthira replied, mind is the faster than wind. So, what rescues man in danger, children? Yeah, courage rescues man in danger. Who is the friend of one who stays at home? Who is the friend of one who stays at home, children? Yeah, the wife is the friend one who stays at home. So, like this, extra posed the many questions to the Yudhishthira, but Yudhishthira decisively answered all the questions to the Yaksha. So, like that, after that, Yaksha was pleased to the Yudhishthira. He was very happy about the answers of Yaksha, Yudhishthira. Let's see, children. In the end of the in the end, the Yaksha asked, O king, one of your dead brothers can now be revived. Whom do you want to revive? He shall come back to life. And so, in the ending of the lesson, Yaksha, who is taking the form of deer and the lord of Yama, so he wished to the Yudhishthira, and O king, one of your dead brothers can be revived, can be revived. A revived means consciousness or regain life. What's the meaning of children? Consciousness and regain of life. So already we know, children, we knew. Is it? What is that? The four brothers were the appearance like a dead near the pole. Who are those? Nakula, Sahadeva, Arjuna and Bhima. So after answered all the question, so Yaksha gave an opportunity to Yudhishthira. So one of your dead brothers to be alive. Whom do you want to be revived? What's the meaning of revive, children? Regain life. Regain life. Whom do you want revived? He shall come back to life. So Yudhishthira thought for a moment and then replied. After asking Yaksha's question, Yudhishthira just thinking about himself and he answered. May the cloud complexioned, lotus eyed, broad chested, a long armored Nakula lying like a fallen ebony tree arise. So, children, so Yudhishthira choose the Nakula. Why? Why he was choose the Nakula in front of all those four members? Why he was selected among these Nakula? Yudhishthira thought for a moment and then replied, May the cloud complexioned. So here Yudhishthira described about how the Nakula was. He was a cloud complexioned. What's the meaning of cloud complexioned? It means the art or a process of creating. So a lotus eyed. His eyes were nothing like a lotus. So have you seen lotus, children? Yeah. So his eyes was like that, broad chested and long armored Nakula lying like a fallen ebony tree. Have you seen ebony tree, children? It was very tall, no? So like that, Nakula was very tall person. So he was lying like ebony. So like that, Yudhishthira described about his brothers Nakula. Come, children. The Yaksha was pleased at this and asked Yudhishthira. Yaksha was pleased. What's the meaning of pleased? Means happy, has satisfied his answer. And at the end, why did you choose Nakula in preference to Bhima, who has the strength of 16,000 elephants? He asked again the question. Yaksha asked a question to the Yudhishthira. What was the question, children? Why did you choose Nakula in preference to Bhima, who has the strength of a 16,000 elephants? Just imagine, children. So here Bhima has a great hero. He has the 16,000 elephants. Children, strength he has. Can you imagine, children, where's the strength of an elephant? So like that, a 16,000 strength of an elephant he has. Why didn't you choose Bhima instead of Nakula? He asked a question. Who asked a question, children? Yaksha. To whom he asked? To the Yudhishthira. And I have heard that Bhima is most dear to you. And moreover, Yaksha heard the Bhima was the most dearest brother to the Nakula. So, and why not Arjuna? Again, Yaksha asked a question. Why not Arjuna? Whose prowess in arms is your protection. Is your protection. Why not selected as Arjuna? Whose prowess? What's the meaning of prowess? Expertise or a genius power will save you. Why not selected Arjuna? Tell me why you choose Nakula rather than either of these two. Hekshapo continues question. Why did you Chala selected instead of Nakula? Why you are choose to instead of Bhima? Why you are choose to Nakula? Like this he was asked a question. Nakula rather than either of these two. Why the great heroes Arjuna and Bhima instead of those people? Why you are choose Nakula? Can you guess children why? Let us come. Yudhishthira replied, O Yaksha, Kunti and Madri were the two wives of my father. I am a son of Kunti. I am surviving. I am surviving. Yudhishthira replied, nice answer. And, O Yaksha, Kunti and Madri were the two wives of my father. Who is his father, children? Yes, Pandu was his father. He has two wives. One is Kunti and another one is Madri. Who are the children of Kunti? Yes, Bhima, Arjuna, and Yudhishthira were the son of Madri, Nakula and Sahadeva. Nakula and Sahadeva. I am a son of Kunti. Who was the son of Kunti? Yudhishthira was the son of Kunti. I am surviving. I am surviving means he was alive. He was alive. And I asked that Madri's son to be Nakula. Madri's son, Nakula be revived. So, why means she is not completely bereaved. She is not completely bereaved. A bereaved means deprived of a close relation. It should not be broken the close relation between Kunti and Madri. So I wanted to choose Nakula be revived. The Yaksha was pleased with the Yudhishthira's impartiality and granted that all his brothers would come back to life. That all his brothers would come back to life. So after that, the Yaksha was realized that impartialities of justice of the Yudhishthira. So he was given opportunity to revive all his brothers. Let us see, children. It was Yama, the lord of death, who had taken the form of the deer and the Yaksha. So, dear children, who was unseen foe? Unseen foe was nothing but who is taken the form of deer. And as well as the Yaksha, he was the lord of death. He was the lord of death. Yama, he was the lord of death, children. And so that he might see his son Yudhishthira and test him. Why did he came to take in the form of deer? Because he wanted to see his son and he wanted to test his son. What he wanted to test? He wanted to test impartiality, justice of Yudhishthira. So he embraced Yudhishthira and blessed him. Just he wanted to embrace and he given blessed to him. So Yama said, only a few days remain to complete the stipulated period of your exile in the forest. The 13th year will also pass by. So after that, Yama wished to a good journey for the Yudhishthira. So only a few days remain to complete the stipulated period. Stipulated means typically as a part of an agreement. So after losing the game of dice, a Pandavas have an agreement to 12 days live in a forest and 1 day for the stipulated period. So this was the stipulated period will also pass with a soon. So none of your enemies will be able to discover you. Nobody, enemies could identify you even at the stage of exile. And you will successfully fulfill your undertaking. Whatever you take the decisively decisions, you will successfully complete it. This stipulated period also. Saying this, he was disappeared. Who was disappeared, children? Yes, Yaksha was disappeared. So, this is a wonderful lesson, The Enchanted Pool, which is written by Rajagopalachari. Dear children, what we learn from this lesson? Yes, that is nothing but truthfulness. There is a slogan in Sanskrita that is Satyameva Jayate. Where there is a truthful, definitely we will win the game. And if you wanted to success in our life, we need a patience, children, and we wanted to justice impartiality's life. Definitely, if you all those adapted in our life, definitely we are going to success. This is the message which is written by Rajagopalachari in the lesson The Enchanted Pole. I hope you are all understand, children. Thank you. Jai Shri Gurudev.